Yes, it is a football show with basketball highlights because it's our combo show. Welcome back to Studio C and our special combo show for the year. While the BYU football team was getting out to a 9-0 start to the season, the BYU men's hoopsters were winning their first 4 games. The Cougs look to go 5-0 this Saturday night home to Mississippi Valley, while football's down in the Valley of the Sun taking on ASU. Let's take a quick look back at the first 4 games with Coach Kevin Young at the helm. This season opened with the Cougs taking on the Bears of Central Arkansas, and this was the debut of Yegor Damian. And Yegor ended up, just with a simple double-double in his first game as a Coug, 18 and 11, 4 steals. What a great opener for the kid from Russia.
Yeah, I mean, he got off to a good start that night, kind of being aggressive early, scoring, which he hadn't done as much, so it was good to see him kind of being aggressive, looking to punish some of their unders in pick and roll. And, his size has been a deadly combination with his passing with that 11 assists he put up that night as well.
17 points for Cannon catching, 6 and 10 for Keba, 16 and 8 points and rebounds for Richie. BYU won that first game 95-71. Good to get the first one in and under the belt.
Yeah, no question. It was, trying to learn as much as we could playing against ourselves. It was nice to play against somebody else and just put some of that stuff into action. I thought there was a lot to learn from that game, and happy that some of those young guys played well in that first one.
Good team out of the Big West came in Game 2, UC Riverside. This time it was Keba Keita's turn for a double-double. He had 14 points and 10 rebounds. And Foose also had a nice game inside 13 and 6. Riverside did give you a good run in this game.
They did. They're really well coached. Was really impressed with, their level of organization on both ends of the floor. Did some stuff late that kind of made it difficult for us. But, Keba is an unbelievable athlete. I think he's one of the best athletes in the country. I thought it showed in that game. It was good to kind of have to make it a bit closer than we wanted, just to learn how to, situationally deal with some things, and happy that we were able to get it done.
And more from Yegor. He ended up having 27 and 5 in his second game. His results from week 1, games 1 and 2, earned him the Big 12 Co-Newcomer of the Week award. BYU win this game 86-80. And again, it was a game you had to deal with some adversity down the stretch. Good to win a game that way.
Yeah, it was. It was. We missed some free throws, that could have given us a wider margin there. But I think it was good to see Yegor. Riverside was more athletic than Central Arkansas, so seeing him doing it against more athletic guys that were a little more Big 12 kind of esque, if you will, was good. I think it was good for him, good for kind of the fans, I think, to see him in that environment as well. So he's obviously a unique talent, and he deserves all the recognition he's getting here early.
Game 3 was an interesting game because Queens came in on a back-to-back, but a true back-to-back, like an NBA back-to-back. They were playing in Salt Lake City one night and played you the next night. And this was Dawson Baker's breakout game. We saw what he could do at UC Irvine. Not a lot from him last year as he was injured, but a 22-point night for Dawson, and so efficient. 8 for 10 from the field, coach, 6 for 7 from deep.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy who's was really thought of highly when he came here, and then, like you mentioned, was kind of out with injury most of last year. But he's done it in practice. We were waiting for a game like that from him with the lights on. He's a guy who can really put the ball in the basket. I think we've worked with his efficiency, and he was really good in that game.
Another good night for Keba. Another double-double for Keita. He ends up with 11 and 13 on the night. He wasn't the only guy doing it. It was a lot of people. Yegor had another solid night. In fact, 14, 5, and 3 for Yegor. He was another Co-Big 12 Newcomer of the Week award winner for a second straight week. BYU in this game, the Queens game, won 99-55 to go 3-0. And the great thing we're seeing so far, Coach, is just how on any given night, a different guy can take a lead for you.
And that's something we've talked to our guys about. Since I got here, I mean, one of our kind of marquee tenets is just being unselfish. We talk about it all the time. We want to move that ball around, and certain nights it's going to be different guys, and so far it's been that way. I think it's a sign of a really good team when you can get multiple guys being your leading scorer.
Let's take a look at one last game. The Game 4 was against Idaho, and in this one, Foose and Richie kind of stole the show. Fousseyni Traore, 29 points, career high, 11 for 12 from the field, 9 rebounds, played only 23 minutes. How about this? First player since Lee Kamard 16 years ago to shoot 90% or 92% or better on 10-plus field goal attempts. And going back at least 15 years, he's the only BYU player with a 29-9 in 23 or fewer minutes of play.
All I heard there was that Lee played here 16 years ago. I coached Lee in the pros, and I can't believe that was that long ago. But no, Foose was unbelievable, man. The efficiency, and they played him one-on-one. He made him pay.
And then Richie, over the last 15 seasons, he's the only BYU player with a game of 15 or more points, 3+ rebounds, 3+ assists, 3+ blocks, and 3+ steals. On the night, you see his line there, a 26, 4, 4, 3, and 4. That's like an NBA-style box score.
No question. I mean, I know that some of our younger guys are talked a lot about with NBA aspirations. I mean, Richie's right there. I tell every scout that comes through that I think he's an NBA player. He just fills up a stat sheet. He just plays with an unbelievable motor. And the thing I love about him is most guys that play that way can't shoot. That most guys have to get on the court just playing hard. He plays hard and is a really, really good shooter too. So he's really unique from that standpoint, and just love what he brings.
That is the 4-game recap of getting to 4-0. Coming up next, it is Mississippi Valley on Saturday night at the Marriott Center. 7 o'clock tip. The Cougs lead the all-time series 3-0. You see Cougs and Delta Devils. That'll be at the Marriott Center on Saturday night.